If you find yourself spiraling into worst case scenarios when your anxious attachment is triggered, you need to understand that this is your mind's way of trying to keep you safe. Because somewhere along the way, your anxious part learned that if it could just predict or stay ahead of potential rejection or abandonment, then it could protect you from deeper emotional pain. So, in other words, when your mind begins to craft all these worst case scenarios, it's preparing. It's preparing to make sure that you're not caught off guard if someone begins to pull away. It's protecting you from feeling hurt. And this hurt often is such an unconscious experience that usually roots back in childhood, that is still living within the body. And that's why your anxiety, why your anxious part still exists, because your anxious part is protecting you from ever feeling that same pain again. This protective strategy that your anxiety has taken on isn't bad, but it's not necessarily working anymore. It's still trying to help you, but it's not as helpful as it used to be. A question that you can ask yourself is, has this kept me safe in the past? And you might want to reflect on childhood. Perhaps you were a hypervigilant child, always trying to predict the moods of your caregivers in order to feel emotionally safe, for example. But ultimately, the goal isn't to stop these worst case scenario thoughts from ever happening again, because they are wired into your nervous system. But what you can do is notice them without letting them take over. What can be really helpful is in the moment when you catch yourself kind of spiraling, pause, take a deep breath, self-soothe, and then maybe ask yourself, what does my younger self fear right now? Because this part of you is still reacting from an old wound, not your present reality.